Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Starry Tarot. For those of you who may be new here today, welcome and thank you so much for your subscription. Welcome to the channel. My name is Sophie. For those of you who may not know, for those of you who are returning, welcome back. It is wonderful to see you today. I am using the gorgeous Jupiter Power Tarot deck today. Y'all know I love Charlie King Tarot. She's my favorite tarot artist, hands down. I also have her Moon Power Tarot deck as well as her Mars Power Tarot deck. And the Jupiter Power Tarot deck is all based on botanicals, different plants, and it is all in shades of green and blue and purple, and it is absolutely stunning. Anyway, I can answer any of your questions with the exception of medical and or legal questions. Anything else, you name it, I can answer. I answer a lot of romance questions, a lot of questions pertaining to relationships and love and romance. I also answer a lot of questions in regards to career, finance, spirituality. But I do answer a whole lot of love and romance questions, but that is definitely not where it ends. My basic menu of readings can be found pinned at the bottom of the chat, starting with my basic mini reading that starts with one question, and it consists of 5 cards, and it is a donation amount of $7.77 if you donate using Cashapp, Venmo, or PayPal. If you need to use SuperChat, it is $9.99. And then I also offer my full reading, which consists of 10 cards. That can be just one full question, or it can be split into two 5-card questions, or two individual 5-card readings, and that is $14.14. Again, unless you need to use SuperChat, in which it is $20.20. And then I also offer my in-depth reading, which I highly recommend. That is 15 cards. That can be one question in and of itself. It can be split into one 10-card question, one 5-card question, or split into 3 individual 5-card questions. And that is $21.21, unless you need to donate via SuperChat, in which it is $29.29. As I mentioned earlier, I answer a lot of love and romance questions. I have a lot of clients come to me asking me what are so-and-so's current thoughts towards me, what are their current feelings, their current intentions. And for that, I always recommend my love spread, which you don't have to take, but I highly recommend it. It essentially answers 3 main questions in one, answers 5 questions in one, but 3 main critical questions in one. It answers what their current thoughts are towards you, their current feelings, their current intentions, their general energies towards the connection, as well as your general energies towards the connection. And that's at no additional donation amount. It's simply a suggestion for a type of reading that I highly recommend. And it doesn't have to just be for romantic situations. I have done the OG love reading for people who are not in love, people who are just questioning how someone is regarding someone. It can be a friend. I've done it for people's coworkers, neighbors, family members. I've even done it for people's pets. So it really runs the gamut there. I also offer while I'm still talking about romance and love questions, I also offer soulmate confirmation readings. Those are pretty self-explanatory. I highly recommend them for people who are currently in a connection. That's not mandatory, but I highly recommend it for people who are currently in a connection, usually like maybe you have a newer nature and you're kind of wondering about the longevity of things, the spiritual nature of things. And that's pretty self-explanatory. We can ask it in one of 2 ways. The first way we can ask it is we directly ask your angels, messengers, and spirit guides if the person in your life is indeed a soulmate of yours, and if the answer is yes, they'll explain why and in what context, because we have many different soulmates in this life, and they come in many different shapes and sizes. And then alternatively, we can ask your angels, messengers, and spirit guides if they give their divinely ordained blessing towards the connection. Now, if the answer is yes, that is definitely a romantic soulmate confirmation there. And that reading consists of 10 cards, and it is $16. $23.16, unless you need to donate using SuperChat, in which it is $23.23. I also offer past life regression readings. I've been studying past life regression therapy since I was very, very young, and there's really no limitation to the intent in which we ask spirit to illustrate a past life of yours. I had always utilized guided meditation when I was practicing past life regression. A couple of years into my professional tarot practice, I realized I was channeling people's past lives through tarot, which is a gift that I never thought I would have stumbled upon, but I did. And we can definitely ask with any intent. We can ask, of course, we can ask for spirit to illustrate a past life of yours that can help you navigate this life the best. We can ask your spirit guides to illustrate a past life of yours that was the most challenging, or the most favorable, the most fortunate. There's really no limit to the intent in which we ask spirit to illustrate a past life of yours, and they're endlessly fascinating, and they definitely explain irrational fears, unexplained draws towards certain things in this life. So yeah, and we can always ask with that intention as well. And those are a donation amount of $19.19, unless you need to use SuperChat, which is the $27.27. Highly recommend those readings. Past life regression readings are endlessly fascinating. I mean, all my readings are endlessly fascinating, but the variation in which past life regression readings present themselves is just absolutely fascinating, and always endlessly illuminating. I am also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who are no longer with us on this planet. If you would like to get in touch with a loved one of yours who is no longer with us, I would be honored to read for you. Please let me know before sending your donation, though. I do need to know their name, their relation to you, their date of birth, their date of passing. It just helps me get in touch with them, get in communication with them. It's especially helpful if you can send me a photograph of them, but it's not mandatory, but it does really, really help in the process. So yeah, if that is something that you are interested, please let me know before sending your donation. And that is a donation amount of $35.35, unless you need to use SuperChat, in which it is $50.50. And then I also offer private readings. I offer two different types of private readings. I offer them, the first type I offer is by appointment only. Email me if you would like to schedule a private one-on-one reading with me, or you can reach out to me via DMs over Instagram, of which I am posting right here. Y'all should all go follow me. And it is pretty much what you are seeing here. It is what you're seeing here. It is over Zoom. You see the cards, you see me, you hear me. I can hear you, I can see you if you want me to see you. But it is one-on-one. It's totally private. Which is something that just a live stream just can't offer. So I highly recommend private readings for folks who do not want their information publicly online, and especially for folks who are dealing with something that is particularly multifaceted, has multiple layers to it. You can provide me with all of the context and backstory you need. It's just me and you one-on-one. No interruptions, no commercials, no one else in the room, just me and you. So there's that level of convenience, that level of one-on-one, and of course the privacy as well of having that. And then I also offer private readings at no additional donation amount. Those are not one-on-one, but they are available for reasons of both convenience and privacy. If you haven't seen me online and you have a question you need me to answer for you, just send me your donation with your question and I can answer it within 1 to 3 hours. And I do that over voice memos, over DM, over Instagram, or typed over email, whichever you prefer. And again, those are not one-on-one. Unless we are online at the same time on Instagram, then it has a one-on-one element to it, but there is still the time limit. Mini readings are 5 minutes, full readings are 10, in depth are 15. So whatever you donate for will be your time amount, regardless of whether one-on-one. But it's great for reading for matters of convenience and, of course, for matters of discretion, and does allow you to provide me with backstory, with some more space to provide me with backstory in your private message. So with that being said, the donation queue is still open, or has been open since I started just a few minutes ago. So whoever donates next will be read for next. Thank you very, very much. Hey girl, hey Monique, thank you so much for your donation, love. Thank you, and good to see you. Happy long weekend. Happy Sunday to you. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty great. Pretty great. This reading will determine that. Oh, okay. Oh dear. Okay. I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. Actually, yesterday, I think I've mentioned I get really, really bad PMDD/PMS. It's really PMDD, and this month I did not. I was like unscathed with PMDD. I was like, wow, that's really cool. But then I remembered the last time I didn't deal with PMDD, my period was like the worst. Like I was literally like on the floor writhing in pain yesterday for a good like 3-4 hours. It was really bad. Hence I did not go online. Hence I did not go on the date I was going to go on. It was not good. It was not a fun day yesterday, but I am just so grateful that I'm not in that pain right now. Your past life reading information sounded really cool. I'll definitely need to get that someday. You absolutely should, love. And yeah, really think about, because there's so many different ways. I love. I mean, the whole. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, but I'm just really lucky that I'm not cramping up like I am now. I had some back pain earlier, but I've just been managing it with like my heating pad and everything, staying hydrated. But I do feel like, oh my god, compared to yesterday, I was literally at like 9.5 level of pain, arguably 10, and finally it went away. But yeah, no, missed out on the day, not fun. Even missed out on earlier this morning. I had plans. I had to put them off till tomorrow. Just yeah. But yeah, the past life regression readings. Those are that. I don't want to say it's the reason why I learned how to read, but it was one of the main reasons I wanted to learn how to read so young, was because I remember my parent like seeing it on my parents' bookshelf and like asking them about this past life regression therapy and what it meant, and like I was just so like as like a 4-year-old, I was just like, whoa, like scientific theory behind, like historical anthropological theory behind spiritual theory. Like it was almost like, because I wasn't raised in religion, it was almost like a scientific way of explaining religion and spirituality to me. And yeah, I think it's really important. yeah, it's really important to think of the intent behind what you're asking with your past life question. Like, I think they're all super, super valuable. Like, yeah, if you're going to ask what will help you navigate this life the best, there's always a past life that will help you navigate that. If you need a little boost in gratitude, asking what was the most difficult past life of yours is always a good one as well. Like, I remember I did one for a client of mine who, yeah, needed a little boost in gratitude, and yeah, they weren't able to walk in their past life. Like, it was like, wow, like, I'm so grateful for just like my functioning body, which sometimes helped. I realized yesterday, sometimes we definitely do take for granted. Like, I was expecting it, I have a calendar, I am a woman, but I did not expect it to be like that. Like, I haven't experienced it like that since I was like a teenager, so that was not fun. But anyway, yeah, thankful for our bodies and their functioning. So, Miss Darling, how can I help you? Did you have two questions, or did you want one question? Just one. I found a potential roommate, and she seems really cool. Literally perfect, but she needs to move out ASAP. So we're trying to find a place by the end of next month. Okay, all right. I was wondering if that's a good idea, and if this could work out in the long run. Okay. Maybe we should split this into two questions. First, we should ask if this is a good idea, moving in, if it's a good idea to move. Well, sorry, let me clarify. When you ask if this is a good idea, do you mean living with her in general, or do you mean a good idea in terms of finding a place by the end of next month? And what is her name? Living with her in general. Okay, I think that should be, yeah, I think that should be one question. I agree. Okay, angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Oh, and sorry, I just want to get her name, love. What's her name? And I don't expect you to know her sign, but excuse me, maybe you do. Kala. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Would Kala be a good roommate for Monique in the long run? Yeah, because it's one thing for roommate situations to work out in the beginning, but you want to make sure that there's just like a romantic relationship. You want to make sure that there's space for longevity here. Okay, we have the Lovers reversed, 8 of Cups, the Moon, the Chariot, Ace of Swords reversed, Queen of Wands, the Tower reversed, 5 of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Wands reversed, and the Magician reversed. Some interesting, very interesting cards here, especially when we're talking about living situations. So we didn't have to split this into 2 questions, but it is telling me 2 different things. It is telling me that for now, this could be a good thing. It would get you moving in the right direction. And when I say the right direction, I mean moving, sooner than later, which might not be the best decision if it's not going to result in longevity, which is what I'm seeing here. With the Chariot and this Queen of Wands, I am seeing that it's likely that you guys will find a place by the end of next month. But do I think that she will be around for the long term? Starting with the Lovers reverse, no, I don't think that this is that this has a lot of potential for long term. 8 of Cups, this is someone walking away at some point, which is inevitable with roommate situations in any interpersonal cohabitation situation, but I just get the sense that it's with the Tower reversed. I don't see her sticking around for as long as you would ideally like in a living situation. And we just received a donation from Wendy. Thank you, Wendy, for your donation. Let me quickly add you here. Okay, and then we have, the Moon and this 5 of Pentacles reversed. This is where I don't know how long you've known her for, if you've just met her once and it felt like a good vibe. But the Moon is that which is unknown. Of course, there's going to be things about her that you don't know. I don't think that's so much the issue, so much as it is the things that you don't know about her, I think, are things that would not lead to you wanting a long-term roommate situation with her. I see her leaving, I don't want to say leaving you in the dust or leaving you hanging, but it's similar with this 8 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles reversed, similar energy. 5 of Pentacles is finding a home together, finding sanctuary. 5 of Pentacles in its reverse is losing that sanctuary. Again, I do see forward movement here. That's why I do think you guys would likely find something by the end of next month. But with this Ace of Wands reversed right underneath, this is telling me that it's not, unfortunately, I can't say that this is the beginning of a new, like a brand new journey. We have not 1, but 2 aces here, both reversed, aces both being beginnings, solid beginnings. Beginnings of communication, of solid communication, beginnings of like an entirely brand new start. And I also feel when I mentioned that there's something that I don't want to say that she's hiding from you, but yeah, there's definitely, of course, there's things, again, of course, there's things that you don't know about her. As I'm guessing you've only just recently met her. I don't know how long you've known her for, how many mutual friends you may have. But the Magician reversed is often a card of someone who is can be manipulative, duplicitous, can use their good and their charm for negative. So you may see her as the ideal roommate, the one who has it all. That's how I see the Magician. They've got the pentacles, the swords, the wands, the cups, but there's an elusive quality to it when it's in its reversed form. So, and I really don't feel. I think you mentioned earlier, like that this reading is kind of hinging upon how you're feeling today, or something along those lines. And I really want to let you know that this is, learning the truth is sometimes, of course, sometimes it can hit hard. The truth can hit hard, but the truth always sets us free. And yeah, we did meet very recently over Facebook. Okay. So she looks good on paper, and so far so good. I just feel that I truly feel with time and not even much of it, you're gonna see more and more of her, which is obvious. You're gonna learn more and more as to who she is as you get to know her, and especially if you live with her. And I just don't think they're things that you would be okay with, or want to. Certainly not aspects of anybody that you would want to live with long term. I'm not saying she's like a bad person who's out to hurt you, but I'm wondering if everything that she claims that she has in terms of determination, wands, pentacles, money, swords, her communication, her mind, cups, her emotional availability, and your guys' ability to get along, that really can be not can be challenged, but that really is challenged when you actually live with someone. Just like any other kind of relationship, but I learned this a lot when I was younger. I always thought I'd only feel comfortable living with friends. Sometimes it ended friendships, and then I would live with people I didn't know, and sometimes that would work really, really well. I have found that the best balance is one of two things: either living with someone you like, a bestie that you've known for years and years, that you can live with, family member, even if it's temporary, if you guys live well together, a partner, if you guys know you can live well together, and even that can be testing as well. But it may not be so much a matter of finding someone who's similar to you, that you can like get along with, so much as someone who's more just a fellow housemate. With these cards, do you think she might leave before a full year lease is up? I'm worried I might be left hanging with a rent I can't afford alone. That's what I'm concerned about. With this Eight of Cups, Five of Pentacles reversed, this is concerning to me. This is someone walking away. This is Five of Pentacles is being left high and dry. And then when I see this Magician reversed, it's making me question just how honest she's being with you about her resources and what she's capable of taking on right now. So I don't think it would be wise to, like, I don't want to tell you to just rule her out completely, because that's really, that's a huge loaded potato statement to make. But everything I'm seeing here is saying, yeah, you guys, she looks good so far, she feels good so far, you guys get along, but that can prove to be very, very different once you've lived with someone even for one day. There's so many different factors to take into account. People live very, very differently. even, and she may say that she has a lot of the same habits and living requirements that you have, and she might not. That's another thing, that she might not be. There's something about her not being completely honest with this Ace of Swords reverse. Right, and when it's right above that Magician reverse, that's where, because the Magician reverse can be read in as with every card in quite a few different ways. But yeah, in this case, I do see it as her not being forthright about what she actually has and what she can offer and what she can provide. And so I would definitely continue your search. It's there's plenty of fish out there. I know we're not looking for fish in the sea in that sense, but there's plenty of folks out there that are looking for a roommate as well. And I think it's best to and I don't know how many people you've met up with and talked to, but I think it's best to vet as many as possible and not to rush into things. Especially if someone is claiming that they're able to rush into something, I would want solid proof of that, which I don't know if you're entitled to, but I mean, you don't have like true proof of her income unless you ask to see her pay stubs, and I don't think you can legally do that with just someone that you know. Maybe I could be wrong. If you guys are going to sign a contract together, maybe that could be different, but I don't know. That's another thing with vetting too, is I don't know if it's illegal to ask someone that, but if you are going to be getting involved in a roommate situation, that is something you need to know, is, just exactly how much money she's earning, how much she can spare on rent, on housing costs in general, and to know that she's not going to dip out on you, or whoever you meet moving forward won't do the same. But definitely, I would definitely vet more folks, see who else is out there, because this doesn't look ideal for you, love. Which isn't to say that there's no way it would work at all, but if these are the energies at the start, it's not impossible that things won't improve, but I would definitely just talk to others and not completely discredit her, but yeah, definitely keep your mind open. Thank you very much, Monique. Thank you. Much love and light to you, and good luck on your search. I don't think you need it. I do think you are going to find the right one with patience and time, and not a whole lot of patience and time either. This is good to know, so I don't pull out my yes, exactly. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Exactly. With this set of cards, I feel like shouldn't take my chance. I think so too. Yeah. Not right now. It's always good to take chances, to get out of our comfort zone, but to also make sure that we've got all our ducks in a row. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, girl. Much love and light to you. Hey, Miss Wendy. I'm doing all right. That was Monique just heard my whole spiel about how I started my lady time yesterday, and whoa. I somehow evaded PMS this month, which was really chill. And then I in the back of my mind, I was like, wait, last time this happened, I had like the worst cramps. And lo and behold, I was writhing in pain. My ibuprofen wasn't working. My heat pad wasn't working. I was crying. It was terrible. Missed out on my date with my friend, and it was just the worst. Finally, the pain went away after 4 hours, but I felt like I looked like a flake, and I wasn't. I just, my body decided to pull a guerrilla warfare tactic on me. Oh, you did too? No way. That's crazy when we sync and we're not even in person. There's something about that. They say that it has to do with our pheromones, but I've never been around your pheromones. But I do know that we have, I feel an emotional kinship to you, and you know, the moon is very, very real. I think that the moon syncs a lot of us up in different ways as well. And it's weird because you're late. I was 1 day late, so which doesn't really count as late, I guess. But yeah, wow, the pain was. Normally, I don't deal with the pain that badly. Like I get cramps the first day, but I'll take ibuprofen and I'm fine. I had to take ibuprofen and Excedrin. Um, God, I was in so much pain. Jeez Louise. I'm like, yeah, definitely labor pains, but without the baby. That was not fun. But I'm just so grateful that I'm not dealing with that today. I had to put I was supposed to hang out with another friend of mine today. I'm like, yeah, that's going to happen tomorrow because I can't function today. I'm not going to explain to you as well, but just this weekend's a write-off. So glad I didn't have work. Oh my God, I would have been screwed. Thank you, me too. I'm glad that it was just that and that I was able to sleep through the day yesterday and I don't feel guilty. Like, I was exhausted. Yeah, I'm just so glad the pain didn't come back and I was able to, keep food down because it was affecting my stomach too. It was not fun. But we're back, not entirely back to normal. I feel a little bit of a headache coming on, but which reminds me, I need to hydrate. Have you ever had a palm reading done? I have. I have had palm readings done. Do I believe in them? Depends on the person. I think I've only had like definitely less than a handful. Ah, that was good. No, seriously, I think I've only had like 3. And from what I can remember, I've got a long lifeline. That's good. Love line is disrupted. That's all I can really remember. And then I had one done somewhat recently by a spiritual scam artist. I will not even get into that whole story. I may have gotten into that with you a couple years ago, but yeah, I just don't believe in anything that person did. But I know, I do believe that there is some legitimacy to it. Really? How was that? Were you at like a party or like a spiritual event? Oh, legit, nice. See, that's what I need to kind of work on because we have a wonderful art walk in Oakland every Friday. And although I get really nervous thinking about setting up a tent and a booth and talking to people like mano. But I know it's just about getting outside of my comfort zone. But that's really, really cool. How did it go? How do you feel? Did it resonate? They said they saw you being a mom. You're like, we shall see. Yeah, because it's like sometimes I wonder, and I've been told that too. You can do it, Sophie. It's so much fun to connect. It is. It is fun to connect IRL. I don't know a whole lot of people in that scene. Oh, yes, I do. I work with a lot of them. Yeah, I just get nervous. I don't know, because I don't even have like a little setup. I mean, it wouldn't be expensive to buy one, but like like a portable setup. But yeah, even the idea is making me a little nervous, but I think that's just because I'm hormonal right now. But yeah, I think it'd be good too. I think so too. So they said that they saw you being a mom. I still don't see that being. I mean, but you don't want kids, do you? Because that's the funny thing is they'll almost always say that to me. I'm like, yeah. I haven't had one in a while, but like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm a fertile lady. Okay, most women want children. Did you know that I'm not like if I do have children, I would like a surrogate or to adopt. But the idea of giving birth is like the idea of me yesterday on the floor writhing in pain. If I can't handle that, how the hell am I supposed to handle having a kid? I did want kids, but it depends on my part. Yes, there's an actual term for that my friend was telling me. I think it's called like um, situational pregnancy, or like yeah, where you want a child, but only if the situation's right, which has always been my case. Like if hey, if like there's the right guy, right situation, sure. Even still, I would still want, yeah, to adopt, I think, maybe, or get a surrogate, especially as I'm getting older. But yeah, it's always been situational, which I think is really ideal. But at the same time, I also know a lot of women that are just like, no, regardless. Like, just like I know some women who just want to get married so badly they'll marry anyone. I'm not, I'm not hating on them at all. Sometimes I feel like that. Not really, no. But I do want to get married more than I want to have a child. But I know some women who want to have children so badly they'll be poking holes in condoms. They'll or they'll go to the sperm bank. And that's great. That's the life they want. That's what they want. And you go get it, girl. Um, that's also got to be scary too, to have that desire and 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 not have it be as easy. You know. Yeah, no, it's not too late. Not too late. Although I felt that way. Like I screwed up everything with everyone yesterday. My friends got married in their late 20s and now they're all getting divorced in their 30s, so don't rush it. Yes, I saw that happen to a lot of people. All my friends who got married in their 20s and 30s, I was reflecting back on this. Every wedding I've been to except for one, all divorced. Not only all divorced, but they were all divorced within the first year of getting married. Like, what's the point? Was it just settling? Was it excitement? Was it this is what we do next? I don't know, but I won't settle. I don't want to be in that position. Yeah, God, girl, I remember when I was like 25, I was on Facebook and there was a recruiter ad for Lululemon's corporate, which I believe is in San Francisco, or at least was at the time. And they said, "Hey, girl, do you want to be engaged by the time you're 28, or no, married by the time you're 29, and pregnant by the time you're 30? Well, this is the perfect job for you. Work for Lululemon's corporate. We will enable it." I'm like, first of all, any job should enable that. Second of all, no job can promise that. Just because you work at Lululemon, corporate or nay, does not mean that you are going to get settled down. Oh, I wish I had taken a picture of that. I remember telling all my friends, I'm like, I cannot believe these Google ads on Facebook. Like, who the hell wrote that and got that? Oh my God. Yeah. But yeah, like, I remember it verbatim. Engaged by 28, married by 29, baby by 30. This job will give you that. That is just diabolical. You know how many, I don't want to say idiots, but you know how many, like, just desperate girls that were young whose prefrontal cortexes hadn't fully developed bought into that? So shitty. That culty ass environment, too. That's the timeline your friends are on. Yeah, a lot of mine too. Yeah, type A, B folks. Yeah, like this is what you do next, and that's exactly what my colleague friend. We both went to Berkeley. She went later than me. She graduated like when she was 30. But she met her husband, baby daddy now, or her ex-husband, at college. She even told me, like, I don't remember even like wanting kids or a husband. It was just like, okay, this is the next thing I do. Now I'm so happy I had kids. I never knew I wanted them, but I'm so glad I do, and I totally know that's the truth. But yeah, she even told me, it was like, now I do this, now I do that. I can't tell you how many women have told me the same thing. It was just like, oh, so this is the next step. Like, I've already gone to college, I've already gotten my job. Now what do I do? What's the next step? Because there's, even though we're women and we can do anything and we can have it all, it's like there's still this really deeply ingrained traditional mindset, I think. It's not even traditional mindsets, it's hormones. Yeah, me too. And I've just had to let it go. I'm like, look, Queen of Wands, upright, not reversed. I'm not comparing my journey to anyone else's. Mine is unique to me and me alone. Yeah. If I compare myself to others, which is what I'm sure a lot of the folks were talking we're referencing to right now often did, probably did, you'd be where they at. Now, I was just going to say what situation's worse, but not even without an argument there's. I'd rather be not super satisfied and on my own than be super unhappy and angry and bitter and working through legal matters, divorce proceedings. Oh my god. Not. I just don't have it in me. Don't have it in me. You've heard? Yeah, girl. Yeah, as as John used to say, there's a reason why divorce is so expensive, because it's worth it. It is worth every dime. Like when you're not happy with someone, there's nothing worse. To be set free from someone finally, yeah, it costs, but you're finally set free. But that's why a lot of people just stay in unhappy marriages, because they can't afford a divorce, or they don't want to pay for a divorce. I had a client a few days ago. They were saying the same. They were saying that over and over. Like, I've been married to this person for years, and the person I married is not who they are. And whenever I bring up divorce, they throw it back at me. I'm like, yeah, because they don't want to pay for it. They're comfortable just treating you like crap and getting away with it, and they know that you're financially bound on them. So yeah, it sucks. It's so sad. Yeah, time, money, legal proceedings, and then if you got kids together, the custody proceedings. Yeah, it's tough, even for people who are good at being civil with their exes and co-raising children. It's still tough. Just that drop off, like I was talking about it, like at the picnic, like even like co-parenting pets. Nah, love those fur babies, but like just seeing that person every week or every 2 weeks, it's a lot. No, you're all good. You're all good, Wendy. You're all good. It's definitely something to think about and chew on there. How can I help you, love? What is your question today? What is Spirit's advice for me moving out by the end of the year? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what advice do you have for Wendy regarding her moving out before the end of the year? Angels, Masters, and Spirit out of the country. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what advice do you have for Wendy regarding her moving out of the country by the end of the year? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what advice do you have for Wendy regarding her moving out of the country by the end of the year? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what advice do you have for Wendy regarding her moving out of the country by the end of the year? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what advice do you have for Wendy regarding her moving out of the country before the end of the year? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what advice do you have for Wendy regarding her moving out of the country before the end of the year? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what advice do you have for Wendy regarding her moving out of the country before the end of the year? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what advice do you have for Wendy regarding her moving out of the country before the end of the year? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what advice do you have for Wendy regarding her moving out of the country before the end of the year? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what advice do you have for Wendy regarding her moving out of the country before the end of the year? Oh, doesn't have to be out of the country, just in general. Oh, okay, I'll redo it. I'm sorry, I reread it. I thought you said it does have to be out of the country. Okay, we'll redo it then. Just moving in general. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Wendy with any and all advice regarding moving by the end of this year. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all advice regarding her moving before the end of this year. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all advice regarding her moving before the end of this year. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all advice regarding her moving before the end of this year. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all advice regarding her moving before the end of this year. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all advice regarding her moving before the end of this year. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all advice regarding her moving before the end of this year. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all advice regarding her moving before the end of this year. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all advice regarding her moving before the end of this year. Ancient masters and spirit guides, please provide Wendy with any and all advice regarding her moving before the end of this year. Okay, we have the Empress, Three of Swords, Knight of Wands reversed, Four of Cups, and Knight of Pentacles reversed. Okay, starting with the Empress. The Empress, in this case, the energy that I'm getting from this card is delays may prove necessary. Which is what you actually just typed. I'm open to delaying. Delays, the Empress, the delays may prove necessary. They will likely prove necessary between now and the end of this year. Three of Swords, disappointments. I know you would ideally like to move before the end of this year. I know you're also open to delaying. But you also want to avoid disappointment. You don't want to just have it, I don't know if you were listening to Monique's reading, but she also had a question about moving as well, and that was what I was talking to her about, was you don't want to just, as much as I want to move too, timing is of the essence, and not rushing into anything, just for the sake of timing. This Knight of Wands reverse, saying a couple of things to me. One is partly what I just said. It's not, what I'm seeing here is not that you don't have the desire to move, but when we're asking, we just asked Spirit what advice they have, and the advice that I'm seeing with this Knight of Wands reversed is to literally hold your horses. Hold your horses, and I'm seeing it also with this Knight of Pentacles reversed. Knights being the horsemen, to hold your horses. But specifically with the Knight of Wands, holding your horses energetically until you found really the ideal situation for you, and not settling for anything less. We don't do that in any aspect of our lives. No, you don't do that. I don't do that. You don't do that. And then with this Knight of Pentacles reversed, yes, holding your horses again. Knight of Pentacles, though, being Taurus, the Taurus court card, but also the workhorse. Holding your horses when it comes to, because finding a new job will likely be of the essence here. Seeing where that takes you, whether it's within the country, possibly to New York, we're hoping, or possibly further, but also taking that into consideration as well. Three of Swords, Four of Cups, I will say both similar energies in that they are energies both of disappointment. Four of Cups is less Four of Cups is less disappointment and more, how does the little black book put it? I was going to say discontentment, but is there that much of a difference between discontentment and disappointment? Discontentment, disappointment. But the Four of Cups is also something that we need to think of with the Four of Cups. In the traditional art, the Four of Cups, she's got her arms around her chest, and she's looking down at three empty cups. But if she were to just look up, she would see that she still has a full cup. So not all is lost. all of her cups are not full, that is correct. But until all of her cups are full, which they will be soon, that's the time when things will really blossom. I'm feeling restless, but don't want to sabotage myself. Girl, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. I'm feeling really restless, and like I don't even know if restless is touching upon the word correctly, but um, yeah, they're just keep for me. There's continual delays, and hopefully there won't be too many more. Um, but I also don't want to just put in. I don't want any in my life. I'm also trying to move. I don't want any new. I am fearful of knee-jerk reactions because I've been tempted to move towards knee-jerk reactions lately, and in that regard, and I just don't think it would help me in the long run. So it is keeping me in this kind of Four of Cups state, but I also don't want to be in the Five of Cups state, because the Five of Cups state, if I move forward being in a Four of Cups state, which I am, then I'll end up in Five of Cups state. Five of Cups is regret, feeling resentful, feeling regretful, remorseful about something that you went forward with. So that's really where I see how the Four can really dangerously lead to possible Five if we don't just focus on that one full cup that we do have, and keep our attentions away from the Three empty, because they're not going to be empty forever at all. Same. I don't want to regret, even though I need a big change. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Even Miss Aquarius over here, I'm still just like, there I could have some big regrets here that I really don't want, and I'm not happy. I'm not unhappy as a person, but I'm not happy where I am, in the situation that I'm in. But I also know that it could be worse, and there's some things coming up also. Yeah, that's where we need to talk offline. I don't really want to talk about it online, but there's just a lot of it's causing me some anxiety. Yeah, so I'll talk about it offline. But yeah, no, there's just a lot of extra factors that have just come in to play, and yeah, it's just like stressful. But it's not permanent either. Like these extra things, like they'll be gone within at least like 2-3 months at the very longest. So yeah, it's just stressful, but it's not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, I also I was thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, I'm like in this like Four of Cups like place, but Five of Cups is so much arguably, I think, a worse feeling. Where it's like, oh shit, like I shouldn't have done that. Whereas Four of Cups is just like, damn, like not the most ideal situation, but I also need to look up more at that full cup that I still got. So yeah, but yeah, so absolutely, it's just hanging tight for a little while longer, honestly, and I'm gonna look back and laugh. We will look back at this and laugh, and we'll be like, oh, wasn't that so crappy? Like, and look at how much better things are now. That's how I keep on seeing it, is just like I'll be able to look back at this and just be like, well, like that was the worst of the worst. That's as bad as it's gonna be. So onwards and upwards, and yeah, I am definitely as I always say, like all the best things in life never come quickly or easily. The best things in life always take time and patience, and are always worth waiting for sure. And I don't think that either of us will have to wait much longer at all. I feel it in my bones. But that is what I see for you, Miss Wendy. Thank you so much, love, for your donation. I appreciate you, and I hope I brought you clarity there. Yeah, just a little while longer. Yeah, it won't be forever by any means. You're so welcome, love. Thank you. So the donation queue is once again open. If anybody is interested in getting a reading, please send in your donation and you will be read for next. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you so very much, Brian, for your donation, my friends. Thank you, thank you. Let me add you here. How are you doing? Paul and I are going to visit our friend Ryan, who's going to be in town on June 12th. Is our friend Desi going to come with us? Me, Paul, and Desi all have a history with Ryan. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Desi be coming with Brian and Paul to see their friend Ryan? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Desi be coming with Brian and Paul to see Ryan? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Desi be joining Brian and Paul to see Ryan? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Desi be joining Brian and Paul to see Ryan? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Desi be joining Brian and Paul to see Ryan? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Desi be joining Brian and Paul to see Ryan? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Desi be joining Brian and Paul to see Ryan? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Desi be joining Brian and Paul to see Ryan? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Desi be joining Brian and Paul to see Ryan? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Desi be joining Brian and Paul to see Ryan? Desi was also the drummer of the band with me, my dad, Mike, and Casey. He's mad at Casey right now, though. Okay. We have 9 of Cups, 5 of Wands reversed, 7 of Cups reversed, 8 of Wands reversed, and the Tower. I don't know if you've invited Desi already, because when we're reading tarot, as you know, we're just reading current energy, so I don't know if you've asked him if he knows about this trip at all. I know you mentioned that he is mad at Casey right now. I don't think you mentioned anything about Casey coming on this trip. Is it something that you're going to, okay. As it stands right now, I would definitely ask him, because as it stands right now with this 9 of Cups, it's something that he would ideally like to do. But unless you ask him, we've got this 7 of Cups reversed. 7 of Cups reversed is similar to the 9 of Cups in that it's 7 of Cups, 9 of Cups. These are wish fulfillment cards. But 7 of Cups in its reverse position doesn't mean that it's not a wish of his, or that it wouldn't be a fulfilling wish of his to join you guys, but that it's not something that he's taking into consideration right now because he hasn't been asked. And that's what I'm guessing this 8 of Wands reversed is that he has no information right now regarding this trip. And with the Tower here, I'm guessing that it would be a delightful surprise for him. I can't guarantee that he can go, because I'm going to ask him after Memorial Day. It's a holiday. Yeah, I know it's a holiday. The cards aren't guaranteeing that he can go, because I don't know if he might already have plans for that day or that weekend. He might have work. I'm not quite sure. He might have some other obligations, but I feel like that would be the only thing that would hold him back. Desire, 100%. I see a guy who would definitely want to go if asked, very directly. And I know you said that he doesn't like Casey, but yeah, Casey's not involved. So with this 5 of Wands reversed, there's no conflicts between you guys. He would like to see your friend. He would like to see your friend with you guys. Have this be, like a dude's trip. And with it being in its reverse form, the only inner, that's telling me that it's inner conflict. The only inner conflict I'm seeing is that he's just unaware of this. So yeah, if you feel like asking after the holiday weekend would be the most, you know, the most effective way of asking him, the most tactful way of asking, then I would do that. But definitely ask him, which I figured you would, or else he would have no idea. He needs to be asked. He needs to be invited. And I honestly feel like the sooner the better. I'm not telling you what to do, Brian. I know it is a holiday weekend and people are busy. But sometimes people aren't as busy as you think they are. And with this Eight of Wands reverse, that's telling me the sooner the better. The sooner you can reach out to him, the sooner he can know about this. The I don't want to say the easier it'll be for him to come, but if he does have prior engagements now, there is a chance, even if it's just a matter of a couple of days, there is a chance that could give him some wiggle room to move things around, make some accommodations, and make this happen if for whatever reason there's something that is holding him back. Not emotionally, you know what I mean, like if he has prior engagements. So yeah, I would definitely let this guy know that his character is more than welcome. That you would like him to join you guys, because this definitely looks like something he would be down for. And yeah, so looks good to me. Looks good to me, Brian. Thank you very much for your donation, my friend. I appreciate you as always. And this looks good. Looks promising. Thank you. So the donation queue is once again open. Whoever sends in their donation next will be read for next. Thank you. And you are very welcome, Brian. Thank you. Lux Bang! Oh my goodness, long time no see. How are you doing? You got it. You got it. Thank you so much. You're good, just in need of some clarity. You got it. My Venmo won't go through. It's saying error and to contact you. Sorry, give me just one sec. Okay, so yeah, it looks like my Venmo has been temporarily. So I had an issue with my bank account, and my Venmo had nothing to do with anything like this. I had an erroneous charge. So it looks like I need to get that reinstated. Do you have PayPal or Cashapp by any chance, love? Are you still there, Lux Bank? Thank you so much, love. Thank you, thank you. Sorry about that. Now, now I'm like stressed, and I'm like, oh, now I gotta email Venmo. But thank you so much, girl. You made it happen. All right, how can I help you, sweetheart? And we also just received a donation from Miss Felicia. Hey, Felicia. Hey, girl. Hey, good to see you. Let me go ahead and add Miss Felicia. All right. Oh, the video wasn't on live. It should be on live now. Yes, it is your turn. It is your turn, love. Thank you. And if you are watching this live stream, please be a wonderful, lovey, nice person, and remember to click that like button. It really, really helps me out. Thank you. I met a Cancer boy on vacation. I want to see where his feelings are and currently towards me and our situation. Something came up and I think he might be scared. He used to talk to me every day. Okay, did you want me to do my thoughts, feelings, and intentions spread? And I'm sorry, love, do you go by Toby? And what is his name? And what's your sign again? He still shows interest, but not as much since a convo we had. Okay, the thoughts, feelings, and intention spread. It's 5 cards. It'll show you exactly what he's currently thinking towards you, he's currently feeling, and what his current intentions towards you, as well as his general energies towards the connection, and then your general energies towards the connection. And we don't have to ask it that way, but I think with the way that you typed it, it definitely sounds like that would be really helpful for you, bring you clarity. You can call me Lux. I'm a Capricorn. His name's Bryce. Cancer. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Bryce's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Lux? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Bryce's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Lux? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Bryce's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Lux? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Bryce's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Lux? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Bryce's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Lux? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Bryce's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Lux? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Bryce's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Lux? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Bryce's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Lux? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Bryce's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Lux? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Bryce's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Lux? No, you don't owe me anything else. It's no additional donation amount. Long story short, we were in the middle of a pregnancy scare. Oh, I'm so sorry, love. Okay. All right, let's see where he's currently at. We have Ace of Swords, 6 of Swords reversed, the Wheel of Fortune, 4 of Pentacles, and the Hermit reversed. Okay. So starting with your general current energies, we have the Ace of Swords, which is interesting because you just told me that you guys have not been. He used to talk to you every day, and you didn't say that you feel like he's. You said something came up, and I think he might be scared. Sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like his communication isn't as strong as it used to be. Yet with your general energies, we have the Ace of Swords. So this could be more you wanting to speak your voice. Correct me if I'm wrong, especially when we're talking about a pregnancy scare that you were in the middle of, aces being beginnings, you being, completely forthright and honest with what's going on. Then we have his general energy. We have the Hermit reversed. I want a little bit of clarity with this in this specific situation here. Can he has not lost affection for you. He has not lost affection for you, Lux, but this has, I have no doubt it's weighed very heavily on you. I mean, you're the one with the uterus here, but it's also weighed very heavily on him. Really, really scared him. I don't know if he said it to you directly, but I don't believe he's ready for a child right now. And I don't know. You said you met him on vacation, so I'm going to assume that this is a long distance connection. I'm also going to assume that because with his thoughts, we have the Six of Swords reversed. He acknowledges the distance between the two of you, but he is still holding on to you. He doesn't want to pull away from you. He doesn't want to end things with you. If you feel you said he's not ready. Yes, long distance. Yeah, he said he's not ready. Yes, long distance. Yeah. So it's nothing, and it's not about he's not ready to have a child with you. It's not that he's not ready to have a child long distance. He's just not ready to have a child right now. Period. Which is not to say that that's not forever. But as it stands right now, it really, really like turned his world upside down, as I have every reason to believe it did yours as well. His thoughts towards you, Six of Swords reversed. He does not want to walk away from you. He does not want this to end things between the two of you. Even if you feel his energies have pulled away, this is, I don't like promising people things, even as a reader, but I can almost guarantee you and promise you that this has not pushed him away, this pregnancy scare. But he does need some time to kind of actually be in hermit mode for a little bit. Not forever, and not with complete and total silence, out of fear, because he's just had an emotional upheaval, as I'm sure you have too. But what I'm seeing is his reaction to the pregnancy scare. The way that he's reacting is not the same way that you're reacting. You want communication, and as women, we are communicators. We want open communication. Men are not always the best at communication. There's a very, and that's, girl, I'm not done with what I'm seeing a strong ass connection here, 100%. But I'm also seeing two people that react very differently to a potentially scary, difficult situation to navigate. There is a very strong connection, and he feels it. This Wheel of Fortune right here with his feelings, he feels that that things are not over between you at all. And I know I've read for you before. I don't know if you've seen me read for other people, but I keep it real. If I felt that he just didn't like you and wasn't into it and didn't see anything moving forward, I would tell you. As much as it would hurt me, I would tell you. But that's not what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing is a man who sees that there is still more to be written in the chapter between you and him. The connection is still very strong. His intentions, we have the Four of Pentacles. He's still holding on to you very dearly. If I end up being pregnant, do you think he'll run away? Now, that would be another question, Lux. That was not the question we asked. We asked what his thoughts, feelings, and intentions are towards you, as well as his current energies and your general energies. So basically just the combo platter of where he's at. But from what I'm seeing here, with this Four of Pentacles, he doesn't strike me as that type of person, but again, it would be another question. But what I am seeing is a man who does have feel a very deep, strong bond towards you. And I don't get to say that very often. Of course, I get to say it. I get to say it a fair amount of times, but sadly, I don't get to say it as often as hey, they're not into you, or they're pulling away. You might want to just move in a different direction. I have to say that a lot, and I'm not seeing that here. Not seeing that here at all. I'm seeing a man who really does value you, really does. Yeah, he likes you, and he likes you so much too. Even though we only met in person once. Yeah, and that's a lot. That's another thing too, and that's what I like about. I know he's not reaching out to you every day right now. He does need some space, which I know is not what you're wanting. Um, temporary. He just wants temporary space, and it's not just from you. He wants temporary space from like everyone. He's like, I wouldn't be surprised if he was just in like bed rot mode this weekend and just like took a weekend for himself if he could, um, and just doesn't want to talk to anyone, like really hermit mode, but not permanent by any means. With it being in its reverse form, he doesn't want to move away from you, but he does need some space. He could let you, you know what? Yes, he should have let you know that, but it can be hard to communicate that as well. I've only been communicated that once, and I was so grateful. It was like, hey, I need a few days to myself. Like, I'm going through A, B, C, and D that have nothing to do with you. So I just want to let you know you might not hear from me too much. Don't take it personally. You'll hear from me by Monday. Like, it meant a lot to me. But that was also, I don't know how old this gentleman is, but he was a Capricorn like you, very grounded, and he was also like 47. So I don't know how old this guy is, but I get the sense that he is emotionally mature for his age, but he's also still in tune with his age as well, um, which is where I'm getting the sense that he's just not ready for a child right now. But again, it's not about you, and it's not about even the distance. It's more about just like timing. And that's why he reaches out to you every day. He's 28. That checks out. That totally checks out. Yeah, and he will continue talking to you. It will go. I do believe that it will go back to him. You guys talking very very regularly. Because a man who does that, he's investing. He's investing in you. He knows that you guys only met in person once. You know, and I do believe in fated connections. I do believe in powerful connections, but I also do believe in the power of, if you do meet someone just once and there is that distance, in investing in that distance, keeping that communication going. No, and he is still invested. He is still invested, but he's also needing time to just process things. That doesn't take away his investment. That doesn't take away his connection towards you. I wasn't expecting to hear from him again after vacation, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm seeing. Really, is a man who kept in touch with you after vacation, invested in continue talking to you regularly. Then there was a pregnancy scare. That is terrifying for both parties. And as I said, people don't always react to things the same way. As women, we usually want communication. We want to talk. We want to talk things out. Men often, not always, but oftentimes retreat. Not permanently, but he does need some alone time. And it does not negate from the connection. If anything, looking at this from a 40-year-old woman's perspective, who's dated a lot and who knows men very well, this is telling me that he is quite emotionally mature. There is strength here. There is still connection. If he wasn't rattled by this, if he wasn't needing some kind of space, that would have told me that he might not have been forthright with you, and that this might have just all been for show. But the fact that he is clearly deeply affected, and is wanting temporary space, is telling me that there's something significant here. Okay. So that is what I'm seeing for you, love. Thank you so much for your donation and your patience. Thank you for letting me know about the Venmo thing. Now I need to get on that tonight. But thank you so much again, love. Much love and light to you, and I hope I brought you some clarity there. Hi, Miss Felicia. I can imagine how he's scared to death. I hope he comes back around, like you said. Thanks so much. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Lux. Yes, what is coming to you in the next 30 days, Felicia? Let's see. Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, what is coming towards Felicia over the next 30 days? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides, what is coming towards Felicia over the next 30 days. Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. What is coming towards Felicia over the next 30 days? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. What is coming towards Felicia over the next 30 days? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. What is coming towards Felicia over the next 30 days? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. What is coming towards Felicia over the next 30 days? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. What is coming towards Felicia over the next 30 days? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. What is coming towards Felicia over the next 30 days? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. What is coming towards Felicia over the next 30 days? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. What is coming towards Felicia over the next 30 days? Yeah, kind of stressing me out. I'll take care of it though. Thank you so much. Yeah, you didn't hear the whole debate. Yeah, I'm just dealing with a lot of stress, and I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah, thank you for letting me know, Felicia. All right, we have 3 of Wands reversed, 4 of Swords, 3 of Swords reversed, 5 of Swords, and the Hierophant. Okay, 4 and 5 of Swords. Now, I want to refer to my little black book here, because I was looking at this 3 of Wands for another client the other day, and it really illuminated something for me, and I want to see if it's going to illuminate something here. Okay. Seeing this right next to the 4 of Swords here, oftentimes the first thing that comes to my mind when I see the 3 of Wands reversed is often an energy of impatience, feeling impatient towards things happening in one's life, and things taking longer than one would like them to. But that's not so much the energy that I'm getting here with this 4 of Swords, because the 4 of Swords is all about taking a step back and really meditating on the things that you want to take care of. If we're asking, what's coming towards you over the next 30 days, what do you want to come towards you over the next 30 days? What do you want to see make happen? Because the 3 of Wands reverse is often an indicator to take some time to plan your future out. Which is not to say that you haven't started on long-term goals, and what you want to see come to fruition over the next 30 days. But I think it does go hand in hand with that, and just putting more, dedicating more time to allocating the time that you do have, time allocation, time management, in order to address and hopefully achieve the things that you are wanting to achieve over the next 30 days. You're right, I was feeling a little impatient and immediately thought I need to meditate because I want it, and I want it now. That's got to be something in the universe. Because that is something that Wendy and I were just talking about, and Monique, Jessica's daughter, and I were talking about too, where we're in this spot where it's very tempting to make a knee-jerk reaction, or make I don't want to say a knee-jerk reaction, but just like a sudden move that we might possibly regret, just because we were feeling that sense of immediacy, or impatience. And I was explaining it to Wendy as like kind of like being in a 4 of Cups state, where you're not satisfied with everything that's around you. And sometimes when we're in that, and 4 of Cups isn't here, but sometimes when we're in that 4 of Cups state, we can feel that desire to make a knee-jerk reaction, that to alter our future in an immediate way, which can often lead to the 5 of Cups, which is regret. I'm not seeing either of those cards here, but I think it's very much that energy is like not making any sudden moves, because they would ultimately be to your detriment and disappointment. With this Three of Swords reverse, this is telling me and showing me that you will not be disappointed so long as you make sure that your moves are managed. Your time is managed as well as possible, and the realization that you control your fate. You know, the question was what can you expect, or what's coming towards you over the next 30 days. I think the best way of looking at that is not so much what is coming towards you, but what is Felicia manifesting over the next 30 days? What is Felicia bringing towards her over the next 30 days? Because you have that power. And yeah, Three of Swords reverse, and then this Five of Swords. Five of Swords is also definitely a warning to not make any sudden movements. And we just received a donation from Miss Wendy. Thank you so much, Wendy. To not make any sudden movements out of perhaps feelings of impatience or change, need for change, but really staying in the present moment. Not so much, staying in the present moment and really harnessing the present moment as much as possible. Harnessing every moment as much as possible over the next 30 days in order to, you know, to bring to fruition the things that you want to see come to fruition. So this looks really good. This looks really good. You've got a lot of agency here with the Hierophant. A lot of agency, a lot of power. It's less of a question of what's going to happen to Felicia, as opposed to what's Felicia going to make happen over the next 30 days. And I think a big part of that is visualization. Really visualizing what you want to accomplish and what you want to kind of set the foundations for moving forward. Perhaps past the 30 days, looking further into time, but of course staying in the present moment, but also preparing yourself for getting everything in getting all your ducks in a row, and ensuring that there's continuous momentum in your strides. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing for you, Miss Felicia. Thank you so much for your donation, love. I really appreciate you as always, and I hope I brought you clarity there, and thank you for letting me know about the Venmo situation. Who I think the last time I got a PayPal or a Venmo payment was maybe 3-4 days ago, so we definitely got to get that figured out. So thank you for letting me know. Much love and light to you. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your long weekend, love. Thank you. Wendy, thank you so much for your donation, love. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. What can you do to better manage your restlessness? And don't apologize, girl. You know I love reading. Love reading for you. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What can Wendy do to better manage her restlessness? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What can Wendy do to better manage her restlessness? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What can Wendy do to better manage her restlessness? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What can Wendy do to better manage her restlessness? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What can Wendy do to better manage her restlessness? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What can Wendy do to better manage her restlessness? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What can Wendy do to better manage her restlessness? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What can Wendy do to better manage her restlessness? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What can Wendy do to better manage her restlessness? Thanks, Masters and Spirit Guides. What can Wendy do to better manage her restlessness? Alright, we have 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, which is restlessness, King of Cups reversed, and 5 of Cups reversed. Alright, well, starting with this 9 of Pentacles, and when I look at the 9 of Pentacles, and I think of the energy surrounding it, it is definitely an energy of restfulness, of feeling content, of gratefully observing the fruits of one's labor, knowing that one is on the right path and they have been on the right path. But then we have the 7 of Pentacles right next to it, which is kind of a juxtaposition. 7 of Pentacles is also being on the right path. It's also growth, but it is very slow, as opposed to 9 of Pentacles, where it has not been, I wouldn't say it's fast-moving observation of growth, but definitely observing the fruits of one's labor that you've invested in your life and your work. The 7 of Pentacles is more, the traditional artwork is of a guy who's planted a tree or a shrub or a bush of some type, and he's waiting for it to flower. It's like watching paint dry. It is growing, but it's like he's waiting for the growth to happen. So it's like when I see this juxtaposition here, it's like energies of impatience with the 7 of Pentacles and possible frustration, yet also fluctuating between energies of pride in the comforts that you have been able to surround yourself with and the life that you've built for yourself. And you asked about restlessness being the question. Well, we have the restlessness card right here in the center, this 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords is anxiety, fears, insomnia, straight up and down. So Spirit is definitely acknowledging that there is, for sure, a feeling of restlessness. As I mentioned, the 7 of Pentacles just juxtaposing with this 9 of Pentacles. You know, you've observed and seen this, you know, the life that you've built for yourself. Yet there's still more that you're willing to see grow and waiting to see come to fruition on the horizon. Then when I see this King of Cups reversed, this, I'm sure I've told you, my favorite court card. I love the King of Cups more than any other court card. The King of Cups is in my opinion, just as wise as the Fool. The King of Cups is aware of the fact that while his throne is on the ocean, he knows that the ocean can be crazy, crazy, rocky and wavy. The tide can be absolutely insane, but he also recognizes that the tide goes back to being placid, and it's that wisdom that allows him to avoid burnout, not burnout, but to avoid the sense of restlessness. This and with it being in its reverse position, I kind of see it fluctuating between, or see you fluctuating. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the energy I'm getting from you and from this reading is you fluctuate between recognizing this 9 of Pentacles, recognizing that you've made such huge strides in your life and such huge achievements, yet you're still waiting for something else on the horizon. and I'd be hard pressed to feel that the two are often intertwined. I feel like it kind of goes back and forth between, yeah, like this is solid, and I you know, I should be proud, and I am proud of what I've created for myself in my life, fluctuating between, like, what am I doing? I'm not seeing the results I really wanted to see. But we talked about this Five of Cups card earlier, even though it didn't come up in your reading. We had that Four of Cups, and I was saying how the Four of Cups can sometimes lead us to the Five of Cups if we're not careful. This Five of Cups has shown up, but it's in its reverse position. No regrets. No feelings of guilt or resentment. Not feeling like you've made the wrong decision anywhere. I think the biggest takeaway that I'm getting, one of the biggest takeaways that I'm getting from this very fascinating reading is, oh my God, period brain. I just had something very conclusively insightful to share here. Give me just half a second, because I was just coming to it. I think it's gone. I think I've lost it. Hopefully it'll come back to me. But yeah. Of course, what I'm seeing here is there is fluctuations between, and correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe let me know if this is resonating with you. If you always feel restless, or if there are those moments where you feel like you are on the right track and you are making the right moves, but it's just a matter of timing. Possibly not seeing it as quickly as you would like to, not seeing the results as quickly as you would like to, but also not, which you already don't do, but not making irrational decisions to try and quell these feelings of restlessness. I think the best thing is to, you feel really impatient. Yeah, and that's just so, and I'm feeling it in myself. I feel it in a lot, yeah, pretty much that's been like the main theme for tonight is feelings of impatience. And when we're in that space of impatience, yeah, it feels restless. We feel restless. We feel stressed. We question whether we are indeed on the right path. And the truth of the matter is, there's going to be times where you don't feel like you're on the right path. But every time I read for you, Spirit is saying that you are on the right path. You definitely delegate your mind in the correct directions, or the ideal directions that you should be directing them. Damn, like, I'm kicking myself, because I had something really solid there that I realized about this situation with the restlessness, but hopefully it'll come to me at the very least before I go to bed tonight, because I'll reach out to you and tell you, because it was something, not to toot my own horn, but it was pretty profound, and it just escaped me. But yeah, so yeah, this Five of Cups reverse, not making any rash moves, despite feelings of restlessness, and having faith. I think that was what I was going to get to. Is really having faith that you are. Hi, Miss Kendra. Absolutely, I would love to read for you, girl. Thank you. Having faith that you're you're making the right moves, and that they will all occur in the right timing. It's all about right place, right time, and patience really is a virtue. Patience really is of the essence with a lot of things. As I say all the time, the best things in life never come easy, rarely come quickly or easily. It's about staying in the present moment, and doing our best with our time in our present moments. Which, as someone who deals with a lot of restlessness, it is very therapeutic to just, you know, sit down and focus on just one thing at a time, and not, I tend to put like 10 things on me at once and worry about 10 things at once, when really it's just about delineating, you know, piece by piece. So you're very welcome. You are very welcome, Wendy, and I'm sorry if that seemed convoluted or anything, just because I got to that conclusion and then it just brain fart moment. But thank you very much, Kendra, for your donation, love. Thank you, thank you. Kendra, were you interested in 2 questions, or did you want a 10-card reading? All right, Miss Felicia, thank you so much for being here tonight, love. Much love and light to you, and sleep well tonight. Enjoy the rest of your long weekend. 2 readings. You got it, Miss Kendra. Please go ahead and post your first question. Thank you. Okay, why am I feeling this weird energy from my coworker Kristen? She's from my weekend job. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why is Kendra feeling weird energy from her coworker Kristen? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why is Kendra feeling weird energy from her coworker Kristen? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why is Kendra feeling weird energy from her coworker Kristen? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why is Kendra feeling weird energy from her coworker Kristen? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why is Kendra feeling weird energy from her coworker Kristen? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why is Kendra feeling weird energy from her coworker Kristen? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why is Kendra feeling weird energy from her coworker Kristen? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why is Kendra feeling weird energy from her coworker Kristen? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why is Kendra feeling weird energy from her coworker Kristen? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, why is Kendra feeling weird energy from her coworker Kristen? 2 of Cups reversed, 4 of Wands reversed, King of Wands, 10 of Swords, and 6 of Wands. Ugh. Yeah, you're not imagining anything, hun. And I don't think I've ever had to say that to you before either, so I had a feeling I was going to pick up on, like, something here, either just no love, 2 of Cups reversed, 4 of Wands reversed. I don't want to say that she actively, like, dislikes you as a human being, but we're pretty close to that. When I say actively dislikes you as a human being, I mean that. But I don't mean, does she have a legitimate reason to actively dislike you as a human being? Hell no. No. There is a lot of, do you know her sign? Yeah, no, you're not the paranoid type. You're not the paranoid type, Kendra. And that, and I was like, so what's, I even before I turned the cards, I'm like, what's gonna come up here? Like, what kind, like the Lovers reverse, 3 of Cups reverse, like some kind of Ace of Cups reverse. Yeah, I've started with the 2 of Cups reverse. She, and it's also, I don't know if she's creating a toxic work environment. I don't like her, to be honest. She's type A. Okay, that's this king. I think that's this King of Wands, this 6 of Wands. She is extremely competitive, extremely competitive. I know you're a competitive person as well, but and I always joke around and say I could be type A. Not even joking around. I could be type A if I wanted to, but I don't want to be. so I settled for type A minus. And that's kind of how I feel like you are. It's like, I'm good being good. I'm good being me, you know, like, and doing my best. I'm still in the A zone, you know. People really I feel like people who are type A, sadly, are real. They sacrifice too much. And I think a lot of it has to do with insecurities. You're not competitive. What I meant, well, oh no, I'm not. Oh, well, I meant competitive in terms of like you go for what you want. Like you don't stand in the sidelines. Like you fight for what you want. Like especially work and success. Like that to me is competitive in the healthy way. I like being my best, but I'm not competitive or need to. Okay, well, yeah, it's not, and that I didn't mean that you needed to prove anything or that you like need accolades or recognition, but you also know what you know want to achieve and go for it. No. I didn't. No. I wasn't talking about with others. I meant with yourself. Yeah, because that's the funny, and the reason why I said that is because yeah, that's how I'm competitive. Is I am the least like when it comes to. That's why I don't play sports, girl. I'm like a ball. Okay, first of all, I really don't care. It's just a ball. Second of all, I don't like even healthy competition with others. Like, it's not fun to me. I mean, sometimes playing games that can be, you know, a board game or going putt golf or whatever. But I'm competitive with myself. Like I feel like that's your vibe is like you. That's where your competition lies is within you and challenging yourself and not accepting obstacles. Girl, okay, short story here. So my parents always signed me up for soccer when I was a kid, and I just really wasn't into it. But it was probably good for me, you know, making friends and stuff. But I was known as the Daisy Girl because I would literally just not care. Like all I cared about was like the donuts afterwards and hanging out with my friends. Like they would always put me in defense or outfield, and I would just be picking daisies and making daisy chains and just like looking at the clouds. I could not care less. I'm like, I don't want to fight with these girls. I'm gonna be going to middle school with that one next year, and I don't want her to hate me, and I don't want my friend. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, this woman super type A, super competitive, Six of Wands, King of Wands. I would be hard pressed to think she's not a Leo. It's very, I mean, Leo is King of Wands is the Leo court card. Six of Wands is always, I could be right. I could also be wrong, but it's always resonated with me as a Leo card. V for victory, V for success, for win. V for success. Yeah, right on, Sophie. Because yeah, sorry, period brain today. But yes, V for victory, and I with this Ten of Swords. I don't know how long the two of you've been working together on the weekends, but she sees you as a threat. She absolutely sees you as a threat. Also, she's definitely not cute like at all. Yeah. And I totally hear you there. I totally hear you there. I've been doing my very best to not think about those things when when a woman has something against me, because sometimes it has nothing to do with that at all. She may not care about how she looks like. I mean, maybe she did at one point and maybe she just kind of doesn't anymore. Like her aura shows physically. Yeah. Regardless of whether there's some jealousy there regarding your looks, what I'm really seeing is with this Ten of Swords, she feels like you are a threat to her success and her light. We talk about how brightly your light shines constantly. You just said that her aura shows physically she's not cute like at all, but she is type A. As much as I don't like how she is regarding you at all, I would be really hard pressed to think that she wasn't successful Well, I feel her aura is negative, so it shows physically. When people have good aura, it shows physically. Well, in terms of her energetic aura, is she successful within her workplace? Does she find success? Because if she's good at what she does, that's what I'm seeing here. Is she sees a threat to how good she is at what she does in you. She's afraid that you'll step up and take her thunder. Well, she seems ambitious, so I don't know why I'd be a threat, because she sees your light. And I have every reason to believe that you're doing well at your job, hun. I have every reason to believe that you're successful. You slay. And I have also every reason to believe that you probably slay a lot harder than anyone else that she works with. And probably for the first time in a long time. I don't know how long she's worked there, but I don't think she's really felt threatened this way in a while. I do think she's leaving in a few weeks, thank God. Okay. So it's not that deep. If she's leaving in a few weeks anyway. But yeah, this is really what I'm seeing is, to be honest, I just show up and do my job and leave. And even in that, Kendra, I'm not trying to kiss your butt here or anything. That's not my style. But even just like showing up and doing your thing and leaving, I know it's not like your dream career. It's a weekend job, but I still have every reason to believe that you totally slay and kick ass. She's been there like 2.5 years, and I've been there since March. Okay, yeah. So I really do think that's it. I do think she feels, and I don't think that you're the only person that she's felt this way towards either. At this job, yeah, I think it's been the first time she's felt this way, at least in a long time, towards a coworker of hers at this job. Um, in other aspects of her life, do I feel that she harbors these sentiments towards other people? Yeah, I do. And that's part of that type A personality that we were talking about, where I think I'm not positive, but I think a lot of type A personalities stem from insecurities, you know? Constantly trying to prove not to oneself so much, but to others, that one is a winner, you know? What's the weird energy I get from Trevin? He's another coworker of mine on my weekend job. He's nice when we work together, but when it comes to the place on his days off, he's weird. Do you know his sign? Oh, sorry. One second. Sorry about that. Okay. And you don't know his sign. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What's the weird energy Kendra gets from Trevin? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is this weird energy Kendra's getting from Trevin? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What's this weird energy Kendra's getting from Trevin? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is this weird energy Kendra gets from Trevin? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is this weird energy Kendra gets from Trevin? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is this weird energy Kendra gets from Trevin? Angels, messengers, and spirit. Whoa. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is this weird energy Kendra gets from Trevin? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is this weird energy Kendra gets from Trevin? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is this weird energy Kendra gets from Trevin? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is this weird energy Kendra gets from Trevin? Thank you so much, Kendra, for your additional donation. All right. we have the Moon. Again, Two of Cups reversed. The Emperor reversed. Page of Swords reversed. And the Empress. Now this has to do... Did you ever get the sense that he may have a crush on you? Because I'm getting that sense. We have the Emperor reversed, but we have the Empress upright. This is telling me that he definitely sees and recognizes your divine femininity and craves that. Nope, you've never felt that. How does he act weird on the weekend? Because we've got this Two of Cups reversed, the Emperor reversed, with the Empress upright. So if it's not a romantic feeling, then it's going back to what I was feeling with the other woman, where he's feeling threatened by you. He's married. Doesn't mean that you can't have feelings for someone. We know that. Just because a man's married doesn't mean that he can't be attracted to another woman and feel thwarted by it, especially if he's married. Husband, the Emperor, husband. You're not married. So you're fully open in your divine feminine energies. He's closed off, and I think there's a bitterness about that with this Two of Cups reversed. It bums him out. This Page of Swords reversed. When we work together, he's friendly and checks in on me, but when he comes on his days off, he's cold. Yeah, I think I do think that this is a bitterness, not towards you. He's old enough to be my dad. Yet there's also men that are old enough to be our fathers that can be attracted to us. It's a thing, Kendra. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not trying to push back on you, but this is what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a lot of darkness. Page of Swords reversed, the Moon. He's in a dark place. He's not mad at you. He doesn't feel like you're a bad person. It's just he feels it is quite the opposite. He feels that you're a lovely lady, and he's twice your age. He's married, not happy in his marriage, and he has fantasies of you that he can't go forward with. There could be another reason, but I also do think that is a big reason. I know older men can be attracted to me, just giving. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you, love. I totally hear you. And I'm just telling you what I'm seeing here. The Emperor reversed, the Empress upright, Two of Cups reversed, the Moon reversed, the Page of Swords reversed. This is someone who doesn't hate you. They don't have disparaging feelings towards you. It's bitterness towards themselves and their life, and also him not allowing himself to go beyond boundaries. I'm not saying that he's a saint, but he is not going to step out on his wife, even though he has a little crush on you. He knows he can't step out on his wife. He knows he can't, do that in the workplace. People are weird towards me. This is why I keep to myself. I feel you. I hear you, love. People are really, really complicated and difficult to deal with. Just straight up difficult to deal with. Please go ahead and post your third question. Thank you. I have no interest in a married man, so even if you tried, it's a no. I'm fine being cordial with him, otherwise I'm good. Yeah. What about me is Kristen threatened by? Okay, let's see. Sorry, one sec. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What about Kendra is Kristen threatened by? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What about Kendra is Kristen threatened by? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What about Kendra is Kristen threatened by? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What about Kendra is Kristen threatened by? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What about Kendra is Kristen threatened by? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What about Kendra is Kristen threatened by? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What about Kendra is Kristen threatened by? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What about Kendra is Kristen threatened by? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What about Kendra is Kristen threatened by? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What about Kendra is Kristen threatened by? A part of me did think he was weird towards me because he found me attractive, though, but I kind of was in denial that anything is possible. Yeah. Okay, Kendra. We have the Fool, Knight of Wands, the Chariot reversed, Three of Swords, and Four of Swords reversed. Well, starting with the Fool card here, she definitely sees your light. That's without a question. She sees. I know you say that you just show up and you leave, but that's not what she's seeing. And this could be something about her insecurities with her Type A personality, Kendra. But she does see you, and right next to this we have the Knight of Wands. She does see you as a very dynamic person. That's something I can't argue here, which is making me wonder. Are there just no other dynamic people at your work, which I know can't be the case. But she does see you as a very dynamic person. She who there because I'm not seeing jealousy cards here. What I'm seeing is you make her feel like lesser than. She's had to build herself up. I don't think that she's always been. I don't think she's been confident. If she is confident, I think a lot of it is for show, and a lot of it is like imposter syndrome, faking it till feeling like she's faked it until she's made it. I don't think that's actually the case. I think that she actually is quite good at what she does and has a lot of. She is a dynamic person, but it does come at a cost with her, where she is incredibly competitive, and she sees everyone as a threat who is not. If anybody is performing on par or better than her, they are an immediate threat to her. And it's kind of stopped her in her tracks with the Chariot reversed here. Like, of course, she still goes to work and she still moves forward, but it's, again, I'm getting this energy that she has not felt insecure in this job space. This, I don't want to say it's the first time, but it's been a while. She definitely seems insecure in her body language to me. Yeah. And it's a cause of disappointment in her. She's not disappointed in you. It's like she's disappointed in herself, possibly not feeling as good as. There's a good chance that she feels that you are superior to her in this job. Because that's very much the energy I keep on picking up. And the biggest part of that is that she is wildly insecure in and of herself. And I want some clarity with this Four of Swords reversed here, real quick. And it just opened up right to Four of Swords reversed. Okay, yeah. The reason why I looked at an extra definition here was because it didn't. The way that I'm seeing the card is I didn't get any additional information here. Yeah, Four of Swords reversed is a card of burnout, work burnout, and which is leading me to believe that she's been in a constant state of just like pushing herself and pushing herself and pushing herself, where she's become very out of touch with and out of sorts with how she regards other people and regards herself. Interesting, because I just do what I'm supposed to and leave, and people seem to like her, especially since she has been there for so long. And people may very well like her, and because she may be nice to them, and she likely isn't giving them weird vibes because she doesn't see them as a threat. I don't think that this is just I just want to target Kendra for no good reason. I do feel like this comes from a place of nothing that you did, nothing that you've done. It's nothing about who you are fundamentally as a person. This is 100, from what I'm seeing, this is a very insecure person. And once she sees someone who is on her level and possibly greater, yeah, there's that's a Two of Cups reverse, Four of Wands reverse situation where there's no love. Because with me, she's wishy-washy, like she can be nice but also condescending. Yeah. And that's where she's trying to like maintain some kind of upper hand, where she feels like she doesn't have one. And I think that with this Four of Swords reverse, I think there's a lot of warped thinking there, where she really hasn't like fully examined things. She's just constantly in go mode, and when she sees someone who is on par with her or performing better than her, she does not respond well at all. It becomes a real big source of, and by dynamic, do you mean as in different? Dynamic between her and your other coworkers? Is that the dynamic you're talking about? Because it sounds like there is very much a different dynamic between her and your other coworkers, but I also have every reason to believe that the reason that people do seem to like her and she doesn't seem to give other people weird energies is because she doesn't see a threat with them. You said she sees me as a dynamic. Oh, as a dynamic person. Sorry, that you are also a dynamic person. Yeah, not, sorry, I didn't mean like in a dynamic. No, I meant like that you are a dynamic person. And that threatens her. Which is also not to say that everybody that you work with is not dynamic. but because they very well could be, but she's not seeing it, and if she is, she's not seeing it as an actual threat. But with you, she does. She does see it as a threat. So it's, I certainly wouldn't take it personally at all. If anything, I would take it as a very irritating compliment, because yeah, it sounds, to me it looks so dynamic person as in someone who's different. Dynamic person as in someone who gets things done, someone who is excellent in their work life, who's excellent in pretty much every like aspect of their actions. You know, dynamo, a dynamite person, someone who is a go-getter, someone who is successful, someone who's a winner. Yeah, very irritating. Yeah, you know, it's like what they would tell us in elementary school, that what period brain, Jesus Christ, my brain is so melted. What is it? Copying is the highest form of flattery. It's not the word I'm looking for right now, and I'm so embarrassed how blankety blank my brain is when it comes to like looking for basic words. But you know, when kids would copy you, and you would be, you know, in school, they'd say, what? Yeah. Is the sincerest form of flattery, which is so hard to comprehend as a child. Yeah, imitation. Thank you. Felt like I was going nuts there. Imitation is the sincerest, highest form of flattery. And as a child, you're just like, what? Teacher, are you serious? Like, what? But yeah, it's irritating as hell, and it still is. You know, it'll never not be irritating, but it is the sincerest form of flattery. Just irritating. And yeah, the fact that she doesn't see your other coworkers as threats, there's something to that. But also not super fun either. And thank you so much, Miss Kendra, for your additional donation, love. Please go ahead and post your question. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kendra. What's up? Thank you so much, love. Thank you. What's up with all these people being weird towards me? How can I handle it? Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How can Kendra best handle these people being weird towards her? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How can Kendra best handle these people being weird towards her? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How can Kendra best handle these people being weird towards her? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How can Kendra best handle these people being weird towards her? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How can Kendra best handle these people being weird towards her? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How can Kendra best handle these people being weird towards her? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How can Kendra best handle these people being weird towards her? Most messages and spirit guides, how can Kendra best handle these people being weird towards her? Most messages and spirit guides, how can Kendra best handle these people being weird towards her? Most messages and spirit guides, how can Kendra best handle these people being weird towards her? Most messages and spirit guides, how can Kendra best handle these people being weird towards her? Most messages and spirit guides, how can Kendra best handle these people being weird towards her? Most messages and spirit guides, how can Kendra best handle these people being weird towards her? Most messages and spirit guides, how can Kendra best handle these people acting weird towards her? Most messages and spirit guides, how can Kendra best handle these people acting weird towards her? The Wheel of Fortune reversed, 9 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, the World reversed, Queen of Cups, Death reversed, the Emperor, the Magician, the Devil, and the Lovers reversed. Yeah, this was pretty much what I thought Spirit was going to say. Mind over matter, girl. Mind over matter, girl. If they don't mind to you, like Tyrell is weird. These weekend coworkers weird. It's like I can't catch a break. Yeah, and I know because like I want connections, but when people are constantly weird, it's like I don't want to deal with that. And here's the thing is, yes, people have been, you've given me 3 examples of people being weird towards you. But I'm going to guess that everybody else is quite kind to you and appreciative of you, Kendra. But because these are exceptions to the norm, you're focusing on them more than the good graces and non-weird energies from those around you in your direct sphere of influence. And that's what you have to determine here is, in the grand scheme of things, in Kendra's direct sphere of influence, how much do these people actually truly matter to you? Will they matter to you in a year's time? Will they matter to you in even a few months' time? Do you hang out with them? Do you know them on a personal level? Do you want to know them on a personal level? Or are they just coworkers? Because if they're just coworkers, this Wheel of Fortune reversed, Death reversed, is saying mind over matter. People are always going to be weird towards us. This isn't just a you thing, Kendra. This is something that I've dealt with throughout my life, that many of my friends and loved ones have dealt with throughout their life. And I'd say up until I was about maybe 30 to 33, up until then I would really question, well, why does this one person have an issue with me? Everyone else, doesn't have an issue with me, or at least they're, they might be indifferent, but they don't have an issue with me. Well, I used to date a guy, and he did nothing. He wasn't abusive to me, but I will never date him again, and he didn't really do much for me. But he did say something very, very wise to me one day. He was like, Sophie, you care too much about how other people feel about you. These people, I remember I was complaining to him about someone, I believe a coworker of mine, who was weird towards me, and he was like, Sophie, mind over matter. I don't even remember if it was a coworker. Yes, it was a coworker. I don't remember if they were female or male. I don't remember their name. But after he told me that, it really struck a chord with me. Like, unless this person's a big part of my life, I def try to focus on the good ones, but even they switch up. And that's a different story when people switch up. But in terms of dealing with people just acting weirdly towards you, what I'm seeing here is you're the one with the absolute power here. You're the one who's making her way to the top, this beautiful Knight of Pentacles, despite these weird energies from people, despite these weird actions, energies, words, whatever, even auras, you still slay. And you're still able to see the fruits of your labor. You're still able to put in 100% in your work. And you have full agency and autonomy. And the Emperor is also your card as an Aries. You have full autonomy here. King of Pentacles, full autonomy, especially in the workplace. It's not worth the energy to focus on when nothing that they say or do is actually going to affect you. You just keep on rising and shining your light. And they can try and kick you down, and they can try and be weird towards you, but it doesn't matter, because you know where you stand. You know where you stand. I hope you know where you stand, and it's very, 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 very high. And you're a good woman, you're a kind woman, you're funny, you're beautiful, you're charismatic, you're gregarious, you're lovely, and you know it. You know that. So that's why when people are weird towards you, it's like, well, where did that come from? What did I do? What did I say? Nothing. Because you are nice. And no one has any reason to dislike you other than insecurities within themselves. Either insecurities, as it is the case clearly with Kristen, and just sadness and regrets, as it looks like is the case with Trevin. So that's on them. That's not on you, hun. That's on them. And look at this beautiful magician here. You've got it on. You've got it going on, girl. You got it all. You've got the cups. You got the swords. You got the wands. You got the pentacles. You're going places. And you harness the present moment, and you slay in the present moment. And with this World Reverse card, Spirit is saying, like, this is not, do not look at this as a habit. Or not a habit, sorry. Don't look at this as a cycle. Don't look at this as just something that will always be part of well, I mean, I still deal with it to this day, but I also don't take it nearly as seriously as I used to. I don't take it seriously at all anymore, because I've just realized the older I get, I already thought people were weird. The older I get, the weirder I think they are. They're but they're easier for me to explain. But humans are just not. We are not easy creatures. We're not simple. We are complicated. Even the best of us. Because I'm the type to take accountability if I did something wrong. But if you don't tell me what I do wrong, how can I know? That too. Exactly. But I also don't even think it's a matter of that, Kendra. I think this is with the World Reverse. Spirit is saying, do not look at this as just a cycle. This is just a matter of, some people are effing weird like this, girl. Some people are just going to be weird like this towards us, and we just have to, when they go low, we go high. Just keep your head held high. It's a never-ending cycle. It's just about perception. For example, like a lot of things that used to bother me just don't bother me anymore. Like rejection, for example, it doesn't matter. Exactly, precisely. That's what I was trying to get to. Is like, this is I don't want you to see it as a cycle that will continue in the sense that this is how you'll always regard. Yeah, you get exactly what I'm saying. It's about your perception. This is not how you will regard this forever. I forget how old you are. I know you're little sister age for me. Not daughter age, but what, you're in your late 20s, right? Mid to late 20s. It still very much affected me around that time. Like I said, up until my early 30s, that was when I was finally able to be like, people are freaking weird, and they're not always going to be on your vibe, on your level, and they're going to, sometimes they'll even be difficult, but you know what, as long as you don't, as long as you don't like concede to them, because that's all they want. That gives them power. If we let it affect us, they'd be more than happy to know that, you know. For yeah, for real, for real. Um, and I think that's just the nature. Yeah, with the devil right underneath, I think it's just the nature of human beings. Not to say that human beings are the devil, but there will always be those devils in our lives, you know. Oh hey, 10:10 on the clock. Okay, 7:10 here, but or now 7:11. We love that too. Um, but yeah, with this devil, this is telling me it's like it's just it is just a factor of life. Not that you are fundamentally disliked, because that is not the case, and I didn't believe that you thought that was the case at all, because you're not fundamentally disliked. That's the thing, is that you are fundamentally liked by majority of people that meet you. So yeah, when there is a disruption to that paradigm, it's like, well, what the hell? Did I say something, and did they not communicate to me what I did, or did I do something they didn't communicate with me? Um, and here's the wisdom also of what I was saying earlier with this Queen of Cups and the Lovers reversed is, you know what your worth is, babe. You know just what value you have, and the creativity and inspiration that you shine upon the world. And with this Lovers reversed, it's about knowing that majority of the people that we know in our lives at this time that are not close friends of ours, family members, hell, even neighbors, they come and go, even friends, they come and go. But like, I mean, close friends, close loved ones of ours, the majority of the people in our lives are not that. And some of them will still know in 5-10 years time, but most of them we will not. And that is often for the best with this Lovers reverse card. You know, it's hard to find not just precious people, but people that we can fellow people that are of our ilk, but also that we can connect to on an energetic level. And yeah, if they're just coworkers that are just being weird and difficult, it's mind over matter, you over whatever seems to matter. I think because of law of attraction, when weird things happen, we're taught like, oh, you attracted this, you did something wrong, you know, but actually light attracts everything good or bad. Yes, I am right there with you. Sometimes I think I 100% believe in the law of attraction. It is just a matter of physics, like attracts like. But I think that sometimes people can get confused and start equating it to everything, whereas that's just not the case. It's exactly what you just said. Like, even in the darkness, there's still light. So yeah, we're still going to see darkness in our lives, even when we're putting out positivity left, right, and center. You know, because there's going to be dark people who will try and latch on to those energies. That's part of it. That's just one part of it. But not only does light attract everything good and bad, but light always supersedes the darkness. It will always be, even the tiniest point of light will illuminate all of the like all of the darkness. Not very eloquent today at all in the way that I'm speaking, but I know you can tell what I'm saying. Exactly, like darkness still occurs, because just because you're light doesn't mean you won't get the dark, because you can't control everything. Absolutely, absolutely. But the brilliance of our light is that it will still show, and even the biggest of the darkness. MLK was light and dealt with darkness. Same with Jesus, Gandhi, etc. Absolutely. That's, I don't know if I'm just because it's come on my period. That was really moving. Yes, that's such an excellent point. Even the brightest pillars of light in the history of all humankind, they were dealt their blows of darkness, and what did they do? They kept their head held high. as well as they could in Jesus' case. He wasn't even allowed to keep his head held high. Like, yeah. So it's totally true. It's absolutely true. And I think that is part of that, like, yeah, that draw to the light that people, that all of us are inherently, even the worst of us, will be drawn to. The most troubled folks will be drawn to that light, and doesn't mean that we're doomed to the brighter we are by any means. But yeah, it's all in how we perceive it and how we perceive ourselves ultimately at the end of the day. Not telling ourselves, oh, well, we're better than this person, so it's all good. But they can have telling ourselves, they can have whatever opinions they want of us. But until they take it upon themselves to, if they do actually have a problem with me, until they take it upon themselves to come to me and tell me, hey, Sophie, you did this and it hurt my feelings, then it's just not. It's totally on them. No, we're not doomed. Just a more interesting life we live. Yes, yeah, absolutely, and that really resonates too. The star being my favorite card, and the Aquarius card. It's yeah. The light always wins in the darkness, and all we can do is keep our head held high, and you're not even in a bad place here. It's just, which I don't think you thought you were in a bad place here at all. It's just a confusing place, It's like, well, what the heck? Like, these people have got no reason to feel this way towards me. Nobody else does. Well, they're in their own weird-ass world, girl. And like you mentioned, Kristen is likely leaving that job in a matter of weeks. And this is just a weekend job for you. Who knows how long you'll be there. With Trevin acting strangely on the weekends. That's just him not liking his life. Same with Kristen. Her not liking herself. We're talking to reason. Yeah, I'm always open to talking and reasonable, but sometimes people have a problem with you, and even they don't know why. So how they express it. Yeah. That's the thing, is if they, and that's what I'm saying, is if someone has a problem with me and they don't have an actual legit reason why, like it wasn't something I said, it wasn't something I did, they just don't like my vibe, then they can kick rocks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, then who I'm sorry, who are you? God, Judy, RuPaul? Because no, are you my mama? No, you can't be judging me like that. So yes, when people just have an issue with someone, and don't even give someone space to, defend themselves or whatever the case may be, that's on them. That is 100% on them. And at that point, it's not even so much, it's not even a problem with a person, it's a problem within yourself. If you just don't like someone's vibe, that person needs to get over themselves, because there's a lot of people on this planet whose vibes we're not going to gel with, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's exactly it, is. Or sometimes people just feel like, oh, well, I just don't want to talk to that person, so I don't want to tell them why they hurt my feelings. I've heard that from people too, dealing with all this drama with my other job. And with that, I'm just like, okay, that's interesting, because that would really like clear your case as to why you don't like this person if you actually explain why. But if you're just not saying it, like, anyway, yeah, it goes on, and the story goes on. Oh, good. No, not at all. Not at all. I feel weird vibes, but I think I'm overthinking. No, and I got that sense that you were like, yeah, concerned that you might have been paranoid, not paranoid, but like, yeah, overthinking or seeing something that wasn't there or whatever. No, I am definitely seeing and feeling energies of people who are not. And I tell you, if I felt like, hey, actually no, they actually really like you, they just express it in a really weird way, I would tell you. But yeah, no, I am seeing people that have issues in their lives and issues with themselves, and it's got nothing to do with you. You're not overthinking. The only thing you're overthinking, you're not overthinking anything, you're just overcaring. And I think that I'm hoping that the care has gone down, that you don't care that much anymore, if at all, because they just don't matter. They don't matter. And you know your worth. Thank you so much, Kendra. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I try to give it time when I get weird vibes. It starts to last too long. I know something's up. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. You are so very welcome, Kendra. Thank you, love. Thank you. I really appreciate you, and yeah, really hope I brought you the clarity that you needed this evening. Much love and light to you, love. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I hope you enjoy the rest of your long weekend. Thank you. All right, so I've been on for almost 3 hours now, so I'm going to do a last call for donations tonight. If anyone has a question they would like to ask, I am totally here for you and would love to read for you. Yeah. Thank you very much. You too, Kendra. You have a wonderful night. Thank you. Hey, Austin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you've had a good weekend. It is last call, everybody. Last call tonight for any and all donations. Thank you. Last call for any and all donations this evening. Thank you. Very cool. Very good to hear, Austin. Yeah, the next couple of months are going to be kind of in between, like, super duper busy and super, like, just, yeah, busy. Like, just getting, yeah, even just thinking about it and, like, having a difficult time getting out of my mouth. But hopefully I'll be able to do a collab in June. Yeah, got a lot of ducks I need to get in a row here. And things I need to organize. But that is very exciting, and I can't wait for us to collab in the future for sure. Do you still use StreamYard for your collaborations? Last call, everybody, for any and all donations tonight. Thank you very, very much. Awesome, awesome. Last call, everybody. Last call tonight for any and all donations. Thank you very much. All right, looks like everyone is happy and taken care of tonight. Thank you all so very much, and I will see you all again soon.